Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to our new lesson of Mega Goal 4. Today, inshallah, we are going to take a new lesson on your student book, pages 82 and 83. It's on Unit 6, student book. So I want you to open on these pages and follow me to know all the information and participate me to answer any question related to this lesson. Okay. As I told you, our lesson today is on Unit 6. What would you do? This is the title of the unit. What would you do? Student book pages 82 and 83. Listen and discuss. This is the first lesson of this unit. In today's lesson, inshallah, we are going to number one, listen and discuss some questions. Number two, guess the meaning of the new words. Number three, end the lesson with a quiz on the plus point. Okay, now let's go to the student book on this page. These are the pages we are going to take for today. I want you to open on these pages 82 and 83 on your student book and follow me. Before we start the lesson, there are three questions. I want you to read and answer them. Then we can start the lesson of today. Let's go there. As you see here, my dear students, there are, as I told you, three questions. First one, what do you think the words moral and ethical mean? Question number two, have you ever been tempted to do something that wasn't right? Explain. And number three, do you think every situation there is always a clear right and wrong thing to do? Now I want a student to discuss with me these three questions before starting the new lesson of today. ها عاوزين طالب كده معايا واحدة واحدة كده في الأسئلة ديت من وجهة نظره، يعني يبدأ يتناقش في هذه الأسئلة ويرد عليها ويقول لنا إيه رأيه الخاص أو إجاباته الخاصة. يلا يا شباب. طيب let's start with عمر. نبدأ كده مع عمر. يلا يا عمر.
Okay, Mr. Good morning.
Morning, Omar. Omar, at first, what do you think the words moral and ethical?
Moral and ethical means أول حاجة بالعربي، تمام؟
Okay,
يعني أخلاقي.
تمام. طيب, I want you to differentiate between them or say the definition for each one.
Definition يعني a moral person someone who respect people and very polite.
Okay. This is about moral.
هو moral و ethical هما الاتنين بمعنى واحد.
طيب تمام. طيب have you ever been tempted to do something that wasn't right?
هو امتى يعني يا مستر؟
يعني يغرى، يعني هو بيقول لك هل انت تم اغراءك ان انت تعمل شيء يعني مش صحيح.
No.
اوكي. طيب
No, I haven't.
طيب do you think in every situation there is always a clear right and wrong thing to do?
Yes, of course.
Huh? Yes, we all think there is a clear right and wrong thing to do. If you want to do the right thing, you can follow it, and if you want to do wrong thing, you can do it. Okay. طيب
Yes.
thanks for you, Omar. Thanks a lot. Thanks for you. طيب now I wanted to tell you that moral means principles and beliefs concerning right and wrong behavior. تمام. يعني هي كلمة moral يعني معناها مغزى أخلاقي أو أخلاق. يعني هي عبارة عن المبادئ والمعتقدات التي تتعلق بالصح والخطأ أو السلوك الصحيح والسلوك الخاطئ. But ethical means relating relating to beliefs about right and wrong. I think they are similar, but for the first one, we can talk about, or we are talking about the behavior, the right behavior or wrong behavior. But for ethical, we are talking about anything right and anything wrong. Okay. طيب, now, my dear students, I want to play an audio script, and I want you to listen carefully. Then, after listening, we can discuss some questions or know some new words, the meaning of some new words related to this lesson. Okay. So I want to play the audio script at first to listen to these parts or paragraphs. Then we can discuss what we want to discuss after finishing. Okay. Are you ready? ها، يا ريت الجميع يكون مستعد كده. كتاب الطالب قدامنا وصفحة 82 و83 ونسمع كده ونتابع في الكتاب عشان نقدر نعرف المعلومات اللي موجودة. اوكي. طيب now let's start.
1. Russ is at the airport to catch a flight. He is on his way to his brother's wedding. His flight is about to leave. As he runs through the terminal to his departure gate, an elderly man suddenly slips and falls in front of him. The man cries out in pain. Russ knows that if he stopped to help the man, he would miss his flight. If he missed his flight, he would miss his brother's wedding. Russ runs past the man as if he hadn't seen him. Would you have done what Russ did?
2. Mike is taking an extremely important history test. The test will determine whether he passes the class. Mike has been studying for the test day and night. He feels well prepared, but when the test is in front of him, Mike's mind goes blank. He can't remember anything. It is as if he had never studied. Sam is the best student in the class and is sitting right next to Mike. Sam's paper is close enough for Mike to see the answers. The teacher is not paying attention. Mike knows that if he copied Sam's answers, the teacher wouldn't see. What would you do if you were Mike?
3. A ship strikes an iceberg and 10 passengers crowd into a lifeboat that is only intended to hold 9. The lifeboat slowly starts to sink because of the extra weight. If it does, all 10 passengers will die in the freezing water. The captain considers his choices and decides to force the weakest individual out of the lifeboat.
He reasons that if he did nothing, everyone would drown. This way, only one person drowns, and this person would have drowned anyway. Others on the lifeboat feel that this choice is morally wrong. They say that if he did nothing, then even if none of them survived, at least no one would be responsible for anyone's death. If you were the captain, what would you do?
4. Mariana has struggled in science class for years. This year, to help motivate her, Mariana's parents have told her that if she receives a B on her report card, they will help her buy a cell phone. But Mariana has done poorly in the class and knows that her final grade will be a D. The day her report card is due to arrive in the mail, Mariana arrives home from school and is greeted by her parents with hugs and smiles. She takes a look at the report card and sees that her grade in science is an A. Clearly, this is a mistake, but Mariana can get away with it if she doesn't say anything. The cell phone is only part of the reason that she's tempted not to say anything. She also dreads the idea of seeing the pride on her parents' faces vanish. What would you do if you were Mariana?
طيب okay, after listening to these paragraphs or this article, I want to discuss some points or some questions with you, my dear students. Let's start with the first one. Let's start with number one about trust. I want a student to read this part again and answer this question. Okay. ها، عاوز واحد يقرا لي الجزئية دي تاني ويجاوب لنا على السؤال اللي موجود. ماشي، اتفضل يا عمر.
Okay, Mr. Well, Ross, is at the airport to catch a flight. He is on his way to his brother's wedding. His flight is about to leave. As he runs through the terminal to his departure gate, an elderly man suddenly slips and falls in front of him. The man cries out in pain. Russ knows that if he stopped to help the man, he would miss his flight. If he missed his flight, he would be leaving. Russ runs past the man as if hadn't seen him. Would you have done what Russ did?
مم.
Hmm, Um, yes, يعني.
What you have done, what Russ did, you can do what Russ did before with this man.
هو runs past the man، يعني هو جري عنه ولا هو ذهب لمساعدته؟
لا، ده جري عنه، ده هو بيقول لك يعني ايه، كأنه مش شايفه. يعني انت شفت في الاخر بيقول لك راس
آه.
past the man، يعني تجاوز الرجل، عداه خالص as if he hadn't seen him، كأنه مش شايفه اصلا.
يعني أنا I agree with what he did، يعني
why؟
because he have an important thing to do، يعني that يعني more important than what happened.
Because if he went to help this person, he would miss his flight.
Yes.
Okay. طيب, I think we can find or tell another person to help him if he has a time or he had a time. يعني أنا أعتقد إن هو كان ممكن حتى يطلب من حد إن هو يساعده لو هو عنده وقت. يعني لو الشخص التاني ده عنده وقت يذهب لمساعدة هذا الرجل، ولكن لا يتركه هكذا. طيب, this is your opinion and this is my opinion. I'd like to thank you, Omar, but I wanted to tell you what does it mean, this word, terminal.
criminal يعني
terminal.
terminal.
Yes.
terminal هو يعني الممر أو طريق البوابة.
او المحطه اللي هي بيبقى موجود فيها الطائره بعد ما تهبط او عند الاقلاع يعني. اللي هي the main building at an airport. the main building at an airport اللي هو يعني المبنى الرئيسي او المكان اللي هو زي ما احنا بنقول كده المحطه اللي بيبقى فيها الطائره عند الاقلاع او عند الهبوط. طيب now Omar, I want you to tell your friends what does it mean departure gate. What does it mean, this phrase, departure gate?
departure gate هو gate يعني بوابة. departure يعني الرئيسي.
لا، هي departure gate اللي هي the place you can leave from. اللي هو المكان اللي انت
يعني
تغادر منه، يعني يبقى بوابة الرحيل او المغادرة. تمام. طيب thanks عمر, thanks a lot, thanks for you. Now I want to give the mic to another student to read and answer the question for paragraph number 2. Okay, I want another one to read this paragraph about Mike and answer the question. Okay, تفضل يا يزيد.
Yes, Mr. Number 2.
Yes.
Mike is taking an extremely important history test. Will determine whether he passed the class. Mike has been studying for the test day and night. He feels well prepared, but when the test is in front of him, Mike's mind goes blank. He can't remember anything. It is as if he had never stood. Sam is the best student in the class and is sitting right next to Mike. Sam prepared is close enough for Mike to see the answer. The teacher is not paying attention. Mike wants that if he could if he provide some answer, copied some answer, the teacher wouldn't see. What would you do if you were Mike?
Huh. What would you do in this situation, Yazid? Yazid?
I will not look what answer. What's his name? Sam.
يعني if you are
I will try to remember what I studied.
يبقى if you are in the same situation you wouldn't look at your friend's papers and cheat from him.
Yes.
Excellent because we don't have a cheat at any way يعني لان احنا المفروض ان احنا ما نغشش لاي حاله من الاحوال. طيب excellent.
And we try نحاول يعني
تمام.
نحل
try to find the answer by your own or with your own يعني
Yes.
نفسك كده يعني تحاول ان انت تجيب اجاباتك. ممتاز، برافو عليك. طيب what does it mean history test؟
اختبار تاريخ.
excellent اختبار مادة التاريخ. طيب can you give us the opposite of this word remember؟
opposite العكس.
ايوه of remember. remember what does it mean remember؟
يتذكر.
تمام.
تذكر.
تمام، يبقى what is the opposite؟ yeah.
prepared عفوا.
لا، هنقول forget. remember يتذكر، يبقى عكسها forget اللي هي ينسى. طيب can you tell us what does he wanted to say when he say the teacher is not pay attention? What does it mean?
المعلم لا غير منتبه يعني.
غير منتبه يعني.
يعني مو منتبه المايك، هو يحاول يغش.
تمام تمام، برافو عليك. excellent. طيب thanks for you يزيد. thanks يزيد ضيف الله، برافو عليك. now I want another student to read number 3 and give us his own answer. okay. يلا يا شباب كده بسرعة. الجزئية الثالثة حد يقرأها ويقول لنا برضو يعني إجابته الخاصة على السؤال اللي موجود في نهاية. عندنا طبعا أحمد ياسين، وعندنا ليث، وعندنا يوسف فاضل، وعندنا الشباب اللي موجودين. إذا كانوا موجودين أو اللي أنا ناديت أسمائهم يا ريت نرفع يدنا ونبدأ نشارك مع أستاذنا. يلا يا حبايبي، اتفضل يا يوسف.
Good morning, Mr.
Good morning, Yusuf. Yusuf, I want you to read number 3, and at the end, after finishing, I want you to answer this question with your own.
Okay. A ship strikes an iceberg and 10 passengers crowd into a lifeboat. That is only intended to hold 9. The lifeboat slowly starts to sink because of the extra weight. If it does, all 10 passengers will die in the freezing water. The captain considers his choices and decides to force the weakest individual out of the lifeboat. He reasons that if he did nothing, everyone would drown. This way, only one person drowns, and this person would have drowned anyway. Others on the lifeboat feel that this choice is morally wrong. They say that if he did nothing, then even if none of them survived, at least no one would be responsible for anyone's death. If you were the captain, what would you do? I think what the captain did was right.
You think that the captain did was right? He
Yes.
was right. He was right to throw a man in the water and leave him die. I think it's not right.
Yes, because he saved
The-
9 other people because of this.
you want to say if he did that, he would rescue the other people.
Yes, if he didn't.
Good, but I wanted to say if he want to rescue the others, he can do other things. يعني he can throw anything except the man. يعني يقدر ان هو يرمي اي اشياء اخرى او متعلقات اخرى، ولكن يعني الا الانسان، يعني ده روح. طيب
Yes, but maybe, but still ممكن still it's a very weight, extra weight still.
طيب okay. This is your opinion, Yusuf. I'd like to thank you for it. But now I want to ask you, what does it mean, passengers? What this is? What?
الراكبين.
Excellent. And iceberg?
الجبل الجلدي. جليدي.
اللي هو الجبل الجليدي. iceberg اللي هو جليدي. ممتاز. اللي هو a large block of frozen water floating in the ocean. طيب اوكي. lifeboat.
قارب إنقاذ.
قارب الإنقاذ أو النجاة. excellent excellent. طيب what does it mean to sink?
الغرق، اللي تغرق.
اللي هو to go down underwater. Excellent, excellent, excellent. ممتاز، برافو عليك يا يوسف. Thanks a lot. Thanks for you. Now let's go to the last paragraph. It's number 4. I want another student to read it and answer the question at the end. Okay? عايزين طالب يقرأ لنا اللي هي الأخيرة ويقول لنا إجابة السؤال من وجهة نظره زي ما زملائكم بتتكلموا وبتقول كده. يلا يا شباب. نمبر 4 اللي هي page 83. ليث، إذا موجود ليث أو أحمد ياسين. تركي أيمن، سعد محمد، الشباب اللي موجودين معانا في الحصة. مهند عبد الرحمن، يوسف متعب، طيب يعني كده اللي هم رافعين يدهم اللي هو يزيد ويوسف وعمر هم الناس اللي بتشارك معايا من بداية الحصة، إنما الباقي نايم يعني مش موجود. طيب عامة ناخد ماشي، اتفضل يا عمر.
Okay, Mr. 4. Mariana has struggled in science class for years. This year, to help motivate her, Mariana's parents have told her that if she receives a B on her report card, they will help her buy a cell phone. But Mariana has done poorly in the class and knows that her final grade will be a D. The day her report card is due to arrive in the mail, Mariana arrives home from school and is greeted by her parents with hugs and smiles. She takes a look at the report card and sees that her grade in science is an A. Clearly, this is a mistake, but Mariana can get away with it if she doesn't say anything. The cell phone is only part of the reason that she is tempted not to say anything. She also dreads the idea of seeing the pride on her parents' faces vanish. What would you do if you were Mariana?
Yes.
If I was Mariana, I would be more confident of myself, and in the end I'll be proud of myself.
And you can say the truth, not tell lies on your father and mother. يعني
Yes.
الثقة ان انت هتقول الصدق، يعني المفروض ان احنا نقول الصدق. We have tell the truth at any situation and don't lie at any way. يعني ان احنا
هو مش هو مش صدق، هو اكون بس واثق اكتر من نفسي، لان هو لسه الدرجه ما كانتش ظهرت يعني.
تمام بس هي يعني يعتبر ان هي تقبلت الموقف، رغم ان هي عارفه ان هي مش درجتها كده، يعني هي مش درجتها انها تجيب A.
Yes.
يعني هو في الاخر بيقول لك ايه؟ clearly this is a mistake but Mariana can get away with it if she doesn't say anything. تمام. طبعا ده كله على اساس انها هي تاخذ الايه الهديه يعني. طيب اوكي عمر.
يعني هي كانت غلطه بالفعل، ولا هي قالت كده من الدهشه يعني من الدرجه؟
لا هي كانت مقصوده، هي كان في غلطه وبعدين هي كملتها للنهايه على اساس ان هي تاخد الايه، على اساس ان هي تاخد السيل فون يعني.
تمام.
طيب now I want you to tell your friends what does it mean science class.
ساينس كلاس يعني اللي هو ممكن نقول اللي هو فصل العلوم.
او حصه علوم او كده، او درس علوم. طيب what does he want to tell us about this word receives B on her report card.
يعني اللي هي حصلت على درجة بي على بطاقة التقرير بتاعتها.
excellent 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 ممتاز، برافو عليك. طيب I want you to tell me what does it mean this word greet. What does it mean greet?
greeted.
ها طبعا it's different from great. في greet وفي great. ها
اللي هي بيحيوها أو مش بيعظموها، اللي هو تحية من قبل والديها يعني.
تمام، يبقى دي بمعنى يحيي، انما اللي هي عظيم او شيء عظيم يعني اللي هي great، اللي هي GREAT. تمام. طيب برافو عليك.
Yes.
Thanks a lot for you. Thanks a lot. Now I want to go to another part of the lesson. I want to go to the class point, but before going to the class point, I want to tell you there are some exercises about this lesson. I want you to read it again and answer these طبعا عندنا زي ما احنا شايفين exercise A about vocabulary. These are some vocabulary. I want you to look up their meaning in or from the dictionaries, and I want you to use them to complete these sentences. Exercise B about the comprehension. I want you to read again the paragraphs or the article and answer these questions. Okay. Now, my dear students, let's go to the class point. I prepared for you some questions. I want you to point at first or log in and start to answer these questions. They are three multiple choice. I want you to read them carefully and give me the right answers for each one. Okay. At first, I will show you the barcode. I want you to enter the class point at first, my dear students. يلا يا شباب بسرعة كده الناس تدخل، وهرفع لكم أيضا الرابط في الشات زي كل حصة. طبعا الباركود على الشاشة، واللي مش هيقدر يدخل من الباركود اللي موجود على الشاشة هيدخل من اللينك اللي أنا هرفعه في الشات. طيب هو الشات بس معلق. طيب الشات معلق يا شباب، يعني في مشكلة تقريبا في الشات مش راضي يفتح. فاحنا عندنا خلاص، احنا عندنا البديل اللي هو الباركود اللي موجود على الشاشة. يلا حبايبي، الباركود اللي على الشاشة. لان الشات معلق. انا كنت هبعت لكم اللينك على في الشات، ولكن الشات فيه مشكلة ما بيفتحش، في تهنيجة في يا اما في الموقع يا اما في الزوم كده يعني. فاحنا عندنا الباركود على الشاشة، يعني هندخل من الباركود هيدخلنا الكلاس بوينت. يلا بسرعة كده. طيب يعني 18 ثانية بالضبط وهبدأ الاختبار. 18 ثانية. طيب نبدأ كده الاختبار بتاعنا. طبعا كل سؤال هنديه 30 ثانية فقط. كل سؤال هياخد 30 ثانية لأنه هو اختيار، تقرأ السؤال وتختار فقط. يلا يا شباب. طيب اكسلنت. يزيد ويوسف اختاروا دي. طب نشوف الإجابة. فعلا الإجابة الصحيحة دي. ممتاز، برافو عليكم. thanks. Let's see the answer. Yes, that's right. Now let's go to question number 2. Okay, I see one choose B and one choose D. Let's see the right answer. The right answer is A, not B or D. Okay, the right answer is letter A. Okay, now let's go to another question. It's the last one. Okay, the right answer for number 3 is letter C. Thanks, my dear students. Thanks for you. At the end, my dear students, I'd like to thank you for your attendance and your participation. Thanks a lot. And I want you to do the homework I told you about, and I will